sunburst flowers calling on warm days overdue.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. So today I'm going to be talking all about nursing school. So just a little background, I am going into my third year, second semester. My school might be a little bit different than most, but you can't direct entry into nursing. You actually have to take your prereqs before, so in year one. So I did take my prereqs over 2 years. So I have currently been in university for like 5 years total, but I have been in nursing for 3. So that's just a little background. Now I'll kind of go into like what I'll be talking about this video. I'll show you my supplies that I got for this term. There's not a lot, just a few things. And then also I have some tips for you guys if you are starting out, and I did ask on Instagram if anyone had any questions, and I got a few of those, so I will be answering those as well in this video. So I guess we'll start off with the school supplies that I got for this semester. So I'll start off with Staples. After my first semester, I realized I cannot write my notes anymore. So I do type all my notes out. My profs do give PowerPoints, so I do copy and paste those a lot into a Word document, and then from there I'll read it and make my own notes on a separate document and kind of condense the notes. I will show you examples of those later in this video, but for right now, I'll show you these. So this is where I put my condensed notes. I have 3 theory courses this semester, so I have 1 folder for each theory course. So once I condense those notes, I'll put them in here, and that's kind of like my study guides. So I have these 3 folders I got just a plain like pink one. It has a little detail there. And then I got this blue one. It has like a nice, I don't know, little pattern on there of white diamonds and just designs. Got this white with like gold specks. So those are for my theory classes. I'm taking law and ethics, mental health, and then like a research course. So those are for that. And I did say I don't like to write notes, but I did get 1 notebook, just this pink notebook that says notes on it. And the reason I got this is just because sometimes I like to draw diagrams, or I have like little acronyms for things to remember, so I like to write those down. So I have this just in case I need to write something down, and I thought it was really cute. And then I got these really fun highlighters. So they're pastel, and I really like highlighting. You'll see once I show you my study guides, but I got different colors, and I really want to try to like make each color like, I don't know, like pink is for headings, orange is for like meds I need to know, yellow is for the definitions, just like more organized, because in the past I haven't really organized it that way. I kind of just use any highlighter I have. I want to try to do that more, so I got these really pretty pastel highlighters. And I actually didn't get these from Staples. I got this from my university's bookstore, just to keep that in mind. Okay, more highlighters. I got these actually before I got the pastel ones, so I got these from Staples, but I did like the pastels, so now I have lots of highlighters to choose from. And then I got some sticky notes. I think sticky notes are so important if you do read your textbook, just to put a sticky note on the important information so you can write it down later or add it to your study guide. I do read textbooks sometimes if I don't understand something within my professor's notes, and then the notes I create. If I need to go and have a refresher, I will read the textbook and then I'll sticky note those. I also, if I am reading my study guide and I remember something that I think is important that I don't have written down, because I do condense my notes, I'll like put a little sticky note by it and kind of like write the important information. And last but not least, for my supplies, I got these black pens. I love black pens. These are my favorite and they're pretty cheap, so these are them. Yeah, so I just got black pens, and that is all that I got for my supplies this year. So yeah, I did get, this is not really supplies, but this is like a really cute thing. So I got this little smiley face from my bookstore for my badges when I have clinical. Look how cute it is. But yeah, I just got that. I just found it in the bag. That is all for my supplies, and now I'm going to go into my tips. So the first tip I have is clinical, and I'm not sure how all universities work, but I have clinical every semester in different units. So one thing I recommend getting are these nursing caps. or medical caps. I have 3 of them. I love these because my hair, I don't even have long hair, but my hair always seemed to get in the way when I'm like, my stethoscope was on, get tangled, or like I'm trying to do a dressing and my hair is like falling in my face and I want to move it, but I can't because I'm sterile. So these help a lot, and you don't touch your hair either, because when you touch your hair, your hands kind of get dirty and you want to be as clean as possible when you're in a hospital. So I have this like purple one. I will try to find these and put the link for them in the description. I got them off of Etsy from this lady who's actually Canadian. But yeah, I'll put her link in the description. It has this really pretty paisley print. And then I got this one. So this one has like flowers as well, but this tie is like absolutely stunning. Like it's a ribbon tie. So it has like a little bow in the back. And then I also really like this one because it has this for a mask. Because you have to wear a mask in the hospital, obviously, now. So yeah, this, you can put your mask around so it doesn't hurt your ears, and also goggles will fit on here as well. So I like this one. Sunflowers and just like pink flowers on it. It's navy and then has a yellow ribbon. So I love these. This one also has the buttons. So these are great for putting a mask around or your goggles so your ears don't hurt. So those are the medical caps I have. I do want to get more, but those are the 3 I have for right now, and I only have clinical twice a week, so I can wash those and kind of like rotate them. My second thing for clinical, a little tip, is to get this or something like this. So this is like a little clipboard, but it folds, so it actually fits in like scrub pockets mostly. My scrub pockets for my university are a little bit small. Sorry if the angle changed a bit. My memory card got full, so I had to delete some old videos. But anyways, what I was saying is this did fit in the guys' scrub pants. So I feel like most scrub pants do have like pretty big pockets, but if not, like it's not really hard to carry because it's like pretty small. So it has like things to watch out for sepsis, like temperature, respiratory rate, heart rate, white blood cell count. It has the pain scale on here. It has temperature conversion from Fahrenheit to Celsius if you're from the States. It has volume conversions. It has injection sites, little diagrams here, and it has IV, gauge uses. It has normal ABG values, and just a lot of like really useful information on here. So I highly recommend getting one of these. It is really nice to just like open to write on, especially when you're in school, because you have to write a lot of stuff down for your we call them CEFs, but for your clinical lead. I got this from Amazon, and I will put the link in the description. But yeah, I definitely recommend getting this. Like if you get anything from this video, it's to get one of these. One other tip I have is to actually get blue light glasses. So I have a few pairs. Again, I got these from Amazon. If I can find them, I will link them. Oh, these are really dirty, but these are blue light glasses. I really like them because I am online still, and obviously I am looking at the computer a lot and for most of the day. So these really help with eyes and like getting a headache, because I used to get headaches all the time, but these actually do help. I got this like clear pair. I also have a pink pair, but I'm not sure where they are from. But yeah, I recommend getting a pair just because they will save your eyes in the long run, and also because I don't write notes anymore, I do write them on or type them out on my laptop, so I am looking at that very often. And now I'm going to go into the questions I have from Instagram. Also, my battery is going to die now, so if that happens, then we're going to have to charge this. I only have a few questions, but the first one was, what was your GPA when you applied? So, again, I took my prereqs over 2 years, so those were like anatomy, physiology, microbiome. I had to take some science courses. I took economic plants, bio, like 1000, bio 1010. I also took social sciences, so sociology, psychology, women's and gender studies, and then I took a math. I believe that's all the prereqs we need for my school. And then I applied in the fall, and I had a 3.45 GPA, and I actually didn't get in my first time. So I was really, really close though. I knew I could try again, so I ended up just working for that semester, that fall semester, and then I applied for the winter intake, and I did get in with the same GPA. So I am like almost positive it was a 3.45. I can check. Actually, I will check. It looks like I actually had a 3.5 after the winter 2019 term. So then, yeah, I would have applied for fall and not gotten in that time. And then I applied for the winter term, and that's when I got into nursing. So looking at the records, it looks like I had a 3.5. I thought I had a 3.45, but anyways, it was around a 3.5. It's different every year though if you are applying to nursing where I am. I know the like minimum you need is a 2.5, but again, it's different every year. It can be harder some years, some not. I would recommend if you don't get in the fall, try applying for the winter. Yeah, that was my GPA when I got into nursing. It was around a 3.5. And then another question I have is your study method for pharmacology/meds. So in my university, I have pathophysiology and pharmacology in one course. So I will show you my study guides for that. This one was definitely the hardest for my first year. I don't have it anymore. I only had it for my first year. So this is my binder. And this is all my study guides in here. So I pulled some out to show you. Here to show you. So my professors or university give out prep guides before the class actually starts so that you can kind of read your textbook and like answer the questions. So I did do that for some units. So this is an example. This is like part of a prep guide, and then I just answered the questions in red. So this is done before my actual class. I usually do it like the day or two before, and sometimes I didn't do it like just because I was busy with other courses and stuff, but this does definitely help if you have the time. So yeah, I answered like the questions in the prep guides, and then when the class actually starts, we had it, my first semester was in person and then my second semester was online, so I kind of had to switch the way I did it, but it was kind of like the same anyways because my profs do give out PowerPoints. So either way, I had a PowerPoint in front of me, and then in person, my professor would be talking in front of the class, and then online, it would be a live Zoom or WebEx call. So what I did is I got the PowerPoint, and I didn't write notes during the class. So a lot of the times the profs would just like kind of read off the slides and explain a little bit more, but what they were explaining was usually like in the textbook, or if it was something super important that I thought I would need, I would write it in the little like, there was a little like note box, so I'd write it in there and then save it. So I would try not to like constantly be typing throughout the lecture because I like to listen, because that's how I learn, is by actually listening to like the prof has to say. So I would have the PowerPoint in front of me, listen, and then like key things she said I would write down if it wasn't on the slides already. And then after class, that's kind of when I would make my study guides. So I would copy and paste the lecture into a Word document, and then from there I would look at the notes I did take and then kind of like put them in that study guide. After that, that's what I would do right after class because it didn't take a ton of time, but when I was coming to studying for an exam or test, I would take that document, read it over once on the computer, and then like even condense it even more, and then I would write I did this a lot and it is kind of repetitive, but it does like help the information stick in your brain. But I condensed the information and put it into a separate Word document, and that way when I printed it, it wasn't so much paper and it was like more of a condensed way to study. So after that, I would print it and then I would read it and highlight important, like very important things, condense it even more by doing that. And then also reading and highlighting stuff really just makes the information stick in my brain. So that's what I did. I just read through this document over and over and highlighted things. And then if I did have more time and I still needed practice or needed more studying for a certain unit, I would write stuff out. So that's why I did get that one notebook, because I do like to write out diagrams or like concept maps. I will show you one of my concept maps I did make. Sorry for the lighting also. It's getting kind of dark. Just there's a cloud. But yeah, so I will show you. This is one study guide that I did condense. So I have the course name, what week it is, and then condensed. So these are my condensed notes for week 1. As you can see, I condensed these. It's like 3 pages long. Or 4, sorry. But like they have diagrams too. So 4 pages long. My printer doesn't have like both double sides. So if it was double sided, it would be like 2 pages. I do want to try to figure that out because I feel like it's wasting a lot of paper just printing on one side, but I can't figure that out on my printer. But anyways, I would condense the notes and then I would go through it again and like highlight and put red marks on places that I thought were important. I would write things in. So that's kind of like how I study, is I read my study guides after condensing them and then add in information. Try not to look at my prof's notes and then do it on my own. And then if I need help, I can always refer back to a textbook or my prof's notes. This is one concept map example. So this is actually for the same week that I just showed you guys, the week 1, cellular regulation, and then part of that was diabetes. So this is like all the insulins. I like to do medications in kind of categories like this and like write them out with all the side effects, kind of their purpose, what they do, like interactions, adverse effects, stuff like that. Because I find like it gets really confusing, but if you write those out, it's very helpful. So for the person asking the question, I guess you're talking more about pharmacology, so that's what I would do, is kind of like make like sheets like this where each medication has its own section, and then underneath it has like side effects, purpose, and stuff like that. And then I also have like an acronym up here to remember the insulins, and then on the other side I have more diabetes medications. So yeah. And then this was for one of my exams for week 11 for neuro, because I really needed help with this one. I couldn't get it to stick in my brain, so I did end up writing my notes out after reading my condensed notes, if that makes sense. I know this is kind of like complicated, but this is just how it works for me. So I wrote all these out in like different sections and categories. So yeah. We also have medication cards that I have from my school, so that's helpful. You can read off of those and kind of like jot down the use, the side effect, the adverse effects, interactions, contraindications, and stuff like that. So that is for that course, and every course is different. I usually tend to do the study guides, I do type out my notes, and I do like to listen to the prof when they're teaching instead of typing everything down. Now my battery died. Okay, we're just gonna end off this video because this is just everything keeps happening. My car gets full, my battery's dying. So yeah, I just wanted to end off saying, like, this is just kind of what I do. Again, I'm learning just as much as you guys are, and things change when I study, especially depending on the course and the professor, but that's kind of what I have been doing, is getting all the information I need and then condensing it more, drawing diagrams, acronyms, especially for medications. I also talk to my colleagues and friends a lot about disease processes and all the medications. Medications are one of my like tougher things to learn about just because there's so much to know about them. But yeah, that's what I do. I like to collaborate with my classmates, talk about it, quiz each other, and we also share notes. So I hope you liked this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, actually, one more question I did have on Instagram before I end off was, what kind of nursing do I want to go into? So one thing I love about nursing is there's so many options. I have a few things that I have in mind. My first, probably number one thing would be to be a scrub nurse or circulating nurse in the OR. I think that would be so interesting. Another one I've wanted to be probably since I decided I wanted to be a nurse is labor and delivery. I love babies and I think it would be a really neat experience. And another one I have thought about is peds. I love children. I think I would be good at it, and I know it would be like really tough, but I also think I could do it. So that's another option I've been thinking about. So those are like my 3 top. Alright, so that is all I'm going to talk about. I've been rambling and my battery's gonna die again because I just charge it for like 5 minutes. Comment if any of these tips are helpful, or if you learned something, or if you are nursing, what kind of nurse you want to be. I'm very interested in knowing. If I have any fellow nursing students watching this, or even if I have nurses who are watching this, I would love to hear from you. I try to be more organized this semester with my notes, just because like I feel like in the past couple of semesters I start off good and then the semester goes on and I just like I don't know, my notes aren't the prettiest and there's papers everywhere. Thank you so much. Please like this video, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one.